So, apparently, if you ever wondered how best to trap a bunch of rich people on an island, well, now you have a good playbook to use if you want to do it again. That was a thing, Fire Festival. That was just horrible.
Lord of the Fire Festival.
Lord of the Fire, yes.
Flyer Festival.
Flyer Fest. Now that just sounds like a bunch of papers flying around.
Probably was.
No, cheese sandwich. Well, no, they wouldn't throw the cheese sandwiches. That's their only food. But yes, we're not here to talk about trapping rich people, although we probably could. We're here to talk about ponies, so let's get to that. Yes, welcome to Pony 411. This is episode 177 for the week of April 30th. I am Alca7raz, and with me is Nemesis.
Hey there.
Yep, so, once again, another episode to talk about. Got a bunch of news. Fair amount of news, actually. A little bit more than we had last couple weeks, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And some fan content, along with our standard discussion of the new episode.
Yes.
So, let's jump right in, as we always do. With the news, if you would like to follow along, you can find all of our show notes at pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. Remember, that's spelled Libsyn. So go there, click the link for this episode, and let's get to this. In convention news, Nightmare Nights 2017 has been officially announced. It will be October 27th through 29th back at the Crown Plaza in Addison, Texas.
With less credit card theft.
Yes, that was the thing. If you...
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's something out of their control, really.
Yeah, that was a bunch of Crown Plazas. Actually, it was the parent company of they had a breach during a certain time period last year. So if you used it there or at one of the other ones, there's a whole list they talked about. Go click their Twitter and find out more. Yeah, check your accounts. Anyway, right out the door, Nightmare Nights also has some other announcements, along with their being officially announced. They have Andrea Lemon, Jim Miller, and Shannon Chan Kent.
Ah.
Yes, they will be appearing. Also,
too many pinkies.
Yes. Also, panel and vendor applications, as well as registration itself, are open. So if you plan on going to that one, get to it.
Yep.
It's one of the big name ones. We should try and go sometime. It's Texas, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
But it's not the summer in Texas.
It's not the summer. It is always around the same time for Nightmare Nights. This one actually doesn't happen over Halloween. They tend to, but I guess the weekend didn't line up.
Nope. Unless you want to go on, Tuesday?
I guess. No one will be there. Except for the staff cleaning up. Anyway, the other bit of convention news, as we hinted about last week, TrotCon also has some guest announcements. They include GM Barrow and community guests, the Brony Critic, Chocolate Pony, aka South Park Taoist, TJ Carson, and absolutely no one else special. No one worth talking about other than that, right?
Well, actually, we're going.
Yes, they have also officially announced.
We are community guests.
We are officially community guests at TrotCon. We will be there.
We'll be doing panels.
We'll be doing panels and all of that.
I am willing to desecrate your belongings with a signature.
At least it's just a signature.
Yes. We're doing it. It's happening.
Panels, me. So come see a grown man cry on stage.
Yes. That will be worth the price of admission alone. Trust me on that. But yeah, this is kind of self-serving and everything. And
yeah, this is like a major self-plug.
So
here.
what?
We're allowed to do it sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, so yeah, we're going to be at TrotCon. We're going to have fun. I hope you guys, some of you can make it.
Yeah.
Have fun too.
Yep.
So come to TrotCon.
Come to TrotCon. God, still me on panels. If I knew this job would have entailed panels.
Come for the ponies, stay for the memes.
If I knew it was going to be this hard, I wouldn't have done it. I miss my old job. It was easier? It was easier.
Maybe you could resign.
Anyway, enough about us and TrotCon. Even though we like to talk about TrotCon.
Even though it's hard, apparently.
Apparently, I can't speak. On to a bit of fandom news. Only one thing. One of the members of Brony Study is running another survey. So go help science. Go do the survey.
For science.
More science. For science.
Social science.
Yes. Into merchandise news. Hasbro's quarter one earnings report is out. And it has numbers.
What do they mean?
What do the numbers mean? I was actually going for a different reference, but whatever, that works.
It does work. I know what I'm doing.
Revenues are up, although MLP does have a slight decline. Yes, but that's fine. Engagement is still high, and it's because we have the upcoming movie, and the movie line of toys are on the horizon.
Movie toy lines do really well.
Yes. So we're
usually,
in
unless
like
the movie itself is a bomb.
Yeah. We're in that, we're heading into that slump right before the new line comes out. Kind of a thing.
Officially is August.
Yes.
However, that probably means a lot of the stuff will start hitting June and July. Possibly even earlier.
Yep. So, nothing to worry about. They're actually doing really good. Surprisingly, they're the game side of things has jumped up really high too. The digital games, I believe. So they have a huge jump on that.
Well, yeah, that's because, well, the way they design the game, mobile games with lots of freemium elements.
Yes. Unfortunately. Anyway,
make a sequel to Devastation. Yes. Please. I need that.
Apparently you can't talk either.
Devastation. Devastator's in it.
Yep.
And Optimus and all that stuff. Have Platinum Games do it again, please.
Anyway, speaking of games, looks like the next Gameloft game update will be based on the Season 6 finale.
Oh.
Yep. Amazon and Entertainment Earth now have listings for the Twilight and Rarity Fashion Fun Play-Doh sets.
Play-Doh!
Yeah, Play-Doh. So if you want to mold ponies.
Well, use pony molds.
Yes.
And make them clothes and stuff, I guess, out of Play-Doh.
I guess if you want to do that,
Sure!
They have listings, so they'll be coming out soon.
Why not?
The MLP movie art book we mentioned last week is now listed for pre-order on Amazon. So if you want to get in on that, now you can. Some high-quality images up for a bunch of the upcoming movie brushables and sets have cropped up. Yes, and apparently this also has the official on-package name of Sea Ponies, even though they've called them that in interviews already.
Yeah, well, we've seen the PR people and whatnot are wrong.
Yes. But yes,
marketing guys have been wrong.
So yeah, high-quality images, you want to check out what they look like, a little bit better.
With packaging and everything.
Yep.
All that jazz.
Click the show notes and go see them there. An unconfirmed product listing for some upcoming Guardians of Harmony figures have also appeared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some really
interesting
cool name ones in there. It's unconfirmed. I'm not entirely certain where it came from. So
no one knows, really.
It looks official, but without
it's one of those things that's actually kind of easy to just make yourself.
It is really easy to fake. But some of the things in there are things we have seen before. Again, that's also easy to fake. But still, there are some really cool names in there. Can't wait for Battle Luna, if that's a thing. But yes, so cool things potentially up and coming. The Twilight Science and Rainbow Music class sets have appeared on Hasbro Toy Shop.
Yeah.
We already have them. We did a review of them a while back.
Both of them plugging.
Yep.
Check our YouTube channel for that.
Yes, go check those out if you want to see more about them. But if you want them, you can get them on Hasbro Toy Shop now.
$15 each.
Yep. So check them out.
So you don't have to pay scalper prices. So that one person on Facebook who contacted me about this, or us, well, there's a place to buy them.
Yes. A new 2018 wall calendar has been listed on Amazon titled Restricted. So apparently they're spoiler tagging their names, possibly?
Yeah.
That's what the assumption is there's, like
a spoiler or something.
A spoiler in the name and they had to redact it.
Redacted.
Yeah. So yes, that's apparently a thing that's happening. Also, DJ Pwn 3 Guardians of Harmony fan series figure is appearing at GameStops.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to call ahead, see if they actually have it before you go pick it up.
Or if you're nearby anyway, why not?
If you're in the area, you might just stop by.
Why not?
Either way, they are appearing, so good luck. In comic news, a preview for Friendship is Magic issue number 53 is up.
I believe that's out this week.
Yeah, I believe so. So yes, there's a preview, and it's coming out soon. That's the last of the new arc.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll be moving on to another arc from there.
In Equestria Girls news, following along with Dance Magic from last week, it looks like the next 2 Equestria Girls specials will be titled Movie Magic and Mirror Magic, respectively.
And they'll also be airing in Poland this month.
Yep. What's Poland getting them earlier?
I don't know. They got that one episode earlier. Which one was it? Something last season. It came out early in Poland.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Movie Magic, that's pretty obvious, though. That's Juniper Montage. I mean, they have that theater set coming out, so duh, we kind of figured that one out.
Yeah.
Mirror Magic, that's the interesting one.
That is interesting. Mirror. We only know of one real.
There's one mirror that's definitely important to the whole thing.
Yes.
I mean, there's also the possibility it's a long shot. The main 6 meet themselves.
That'd be cool. I always kind of wanted to see that.
Or the other long shot, Sunset meets herself. Because that's looking in a mirror. Worst case scenario, it's the Starlight one.
You're right. You know what? That could definitely
But then again, she's in the movie playset. So she might appear in that one instead.
Who knows? We'll find out.
Unfortunately.
Yes. And into the last section of news. In Friendship is Magic news, another Rarities Peek Behind the Boutique came out, and this one deals with critique.
Critique.
Yes, Behind the Boutique, talking about critique. It's actually a fairly good message, actually.
Yeah.
I think that one was better than the rest of them. But yeah, it still
also found out DHX doesn't do anything to do with these.
Yes, that is something to note. It's marketing people who make them, not the show staff.
They actually have a decent animator, though, if that's the case.
Oh, they did use, I think, existing scenes.
Well, yeah, they did, but they also modified some and added some minor new animation here and there.
Yeah.
I noticed that because the lip flaps were synced up with the words.
Mostly, yeah. I think there was a couple times they were a little bit off, but yeah. Well enough. And a bit of interesting stuff. Oh, boy. Treehouse up in Canada is airing 2 new episodes every weekend right now. Yeah. It means a few things. One of them is the fact that at this very moment, Fluttershy Leans In, which is supposed to be next week's episode, is actually already out.
Mm-hmm.
And next week they're airing the next 2, and so on and so forth up until, at the moment, episode 13.
Mm-hmm.
This does actually mean we have titles. So, first up, we'll go through the titles. So, spoiler alert. Starting with after Fluttershy Leans In, because I think we already know about that one. We have Forever Philly, Parental Guidance, Hard to Say Anything, Honest Apple, A Royal Problem, Not Asking for Trouble, Discordant Harmony, The Perfect Pair.
Oh boy.
I think we know that some of these already are going to be about.
Perfect Pair we know because we know Applejack's mother is a pair, and that the episode is supposed to be more or less a Romeo and Juliet thing, so connect the dots.
Yep.
There's only 2 of them, it's pretty easy.
Yep, but some of them we already have talked about synopses for, like, I believe, Parental Guidance, Forever Philly.
Parental Guidance, yeah.
Guidance. Yes. Stuff like that. So, yeah, those are going to be coming out early, so be aware of spoilers.
I'm interested to see what A Royal Problem is about, because it could be basically any of the princesses.
It could be, yes. It's kind of open.
Or, of course, the Hail Mary of it's Queen Chrysalis. She's a royal problem.
She is a royal pain in the you-know-what. Kind of interesting. Discordant Harmony. My Rock Band 4 band is named Dissonant Harmony.
Okay.
I had to do a double take when I
read that. The other one is like Not Asking for Trouble. That's I wonder what that's about.
Yes, I'm not entirely certain. That one's vague enough that we can't quite
We had that character named Troubleshoes a while back.
Yes. Could be.
But anyway, what this means for us as a podcast, we are not going to be doubling up or anything on these. We are still going to be going about every episode per week as we would if they were airing normally.
Treehouse wasn't screwing up the schedule.
Yeah. We will go by week as following Discovery Family airing.
Yes.
More or less.
So even though Fluttershy Leans In is out and we will have watched it, we're not talking about it this episode. We'll talk about that next week.
Yes, at 178.
So
do not worry about that. So
We know
multiple
they're
reasons.
out early,
One,
but you're gonna have to wait.
One, we know some people are waiting for the Discovery Family airing before they watch it, and two, it's just simply by doubling up that makes we have less time to devote per episode, or we have to make these podcast episodes much longer. Yes. So either which way, it doesn't seem very appealing. So we're just gonna go about how things would be normally.
Yes. Also of note, they're not going to be able to keep up this schedule because DHX isn't done with all of the episodes. They're going to run out before they get more.
Right.
So they're going to get this weird spot where they've already released all the current ones and have to wait for a new one.
Yep. They're going to have weird hiatus gaps and stuff.
So yeah, we're not going to deal with that. We're just going to, like you said, release as we would if this wasn't happening.
But yeah, just be aware of spoilers because people have watched episodes far in advance.
Yes.
If you're watching on Discovery Family schedule, people have already seen them way in advance of you. Pretty soon too, they're going to get way ahead.
Yep. So watch out for plays like Derpy Burrow and stuff like that. Speaking of Honest Apple, we actually have a synopsis for potentially. It's kind of weird on how that one popped up. Anyway, what we have is when Rarity asks Applejack to be a judge in a fashion show, Applejack learns that an opinion, however honest, can still be hurtful.
Oh geez.
Oh boy. That'll be an interesting episode, I think. Yeah, interesting. That one's listed as episode 15, which looks like it was bumped up in production. Yeah. So production order, but it's being released as, I think, 10. Something like that. And last little bit of news, as we've talked about the next episode, Fluttershy Leans In. GM Barrow is the writer of that one. Of next week's episode.
Next week's,
already
quote,
out.
Quote.
Yes. That's a fair amount of news, and that is it. That is all of the news for this week. So, moving on to our discussion, we are talking about this week's episode, not Fluttershy Leans In. We are talking about Rock Solid Friendship. So, quick overview of the episode. Maud gets her degree, is thinking about coming to either Ponyville or Ghastly Gorge. Pinkie Pie tries to show Maud that Ponyville's got great rocks, you should come here. Doesn't go well. Maud says, I wouldn't come to Ponyville because of the rocks, I come to Ponyville because of friends. I was like, okay, we'll get you a friend. Starlight shows up. Be friends with Starlight. Pinkie gets really annoying. Maud decides to go live alone in Ghastly Gorge. Pinkie says, sorry, everyone lives happily ever after, and Maud comes to Ponyville.
Okay.
Basically, that sums it up. Also, rock puns.
Yes, rock puns.
Rock puns everywhere.
Particularly in the beginning.
Particularly, yes. So, we get Maud. We also got Starlight. So it was kind of a mixed bag.
Very mixed bag.
Overall, though, with the amount I was laughing through it, I think I enjoyed it for the most part.
Yeah.
It was, for the most part, an enjoyable episode. The puns were on point. They were great. But Pinkie was really annoying.
Yeah, she was.
Like, more than she should be.
Yeah.
Over the top Pinkie.
So Pinkie.
But yeah, other than that, I thought it was fairly good, other than Pinkie.
Right.
I won't even say Starlight was a problem in this episode.
Technically, no.
That's what I'm saying. Per se. No, there's Starlight did nothing wrong in this episode.
Technically.
I think the only problem I really had with it was Pinkie just being really a little bit more than she should have been, in my opinion. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah. I just know this episode started off really strong for me, and then that door opened, and I went, oh no.
Yeah, and then Starlight showed up.
Yeah, basically, I saw them standing in front of the castle, and I was like, they wouldn't.
They would.
And then this Pinkie talk, the host hoping someone would come with it, and it's like, oh no, please, no. And then,
Yep.
I actually think it would have worked better if they actually had Trixie, if anyone. It's because at least they could tie back just other stuff better.
Possibly, although the fandom would have gone crazy over that because of the Trixie Mod ship.
You're saying like that's a bad thing or something?
No, I'm not saying it's bad.
The way you were saying it, though, was made it sound like that would be a bad thing.
That would have been very interesting to watch.
I think that would have been overall better than this, just because of again, they did establish so Trixie did work on that rock farm for a bit.
Yeah, they could have taken if they probably could have made it work.
I think that because she's also the one with the troubled past.
They both have troubled past. That's why Trixie and Starlight get
she's also together. The one who's not as bad.
Well, I think that depends on who you ask. But yes. Although, honestly, I will say the only reason Starlight was a problem was because she's been a problem. We're already set against her. If that wasn't there, we would have no issues. Basically, if that one episode hadn't have happened, I don't think we would be saying anything bad about this. At least not to the same kind of extent you are.
That's the thing, is just, it's clear they're trying to make up for how bad Starlight was. The problem is, for me, that episode cratered her so hard that it's going to take a long time before she's anywhere near decent.
The tough part would be actually being able to fit a fix into an episode.
I know, but this is the thing. I'm saying they'd have to slowly fix her.
Yeah, I will say there was that one scene when she just got introduced that was kind of pointing to something they could have used to sort of redeem the whole, well, she hasn't enslaved anyone recently. I just got kind of nervous about that one. That was an opening to kind of reference and make up for that one.
They're blatantly referencing the town, though, is the thing.
I know, but really, they could. That's why I said they could have.
They could have, but they didn't.
But again, I don't want to rail on Starlight here, because again, the only issues we have against Starlight with this episode aren't actually in this episode. It's because we already don't like her.
I think feels just kind of the it's the have Starlight swoop in and
well, the way this episode is structured, since they couldn't have used any of the main six.
I know they couldn't have, and they
had to have someone else.
I know, but it just kind of feels like it kind of doesn't help the feeling of they keep pushing Starlight on us. And I think, again, that's why I think Trixie kind of work better, just because there is a potential of them meeting together without kind of engineering a weird one like they did for them to have met before.
It was a little bit...
Because there's already a potential meeting was already engineered on their behalf through just the joke they threw in the Magic Duel back in Season 3.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say you're wrong on the whole pushing. It seems like you're pushing Starlight. It doesn't help that. But again, it's not part of this particular episode. It's something that's pre-existing. That's just, it's not helping with. It's a tough one, because without those previous things, it wouldn't be a problem. But anyway, I don't want to rail on Starlight anymore. I mean, honestly, I think Pinky was worse than Starlight.
Yeah, she was in this episode.
So
that's a first.
Well, yeah. Well, we don't get how many Pinky and Starlight episodes have we got?
Well, that's the other thing, is just in general, just the whole Starlight doesn't fit. She's always been a square peg. They've been trying to force through into a round hole, and this episode kind of highlights that, with the whole Starlight doesn't really get along with the main six except for Twilight.
Yeah.
And that's kind of always been the problem with Starlight in general. This episode accidentally highlights that. This is also why I kind of think she should be just pushed off. It'll occasionally pop up instead of 3 out of 4 episodes in the first part of the season.
I keep trying to pull away from Starlight, and we keep going right back to it.
You do. That's going to happen.
No. So, Maud. Let's talk about Maud in this episode.
Maud was great.
Maud was great. Now that she's a Rocktor Maud.
Yeah. I do. The thing with Maud is I do think they've actually done a really good job with the character with her and stuff. They actually had a surprisingly emotional moment with her someone who's actually not really emotional.
Yes.
As the bit particularly at the end with the gorge where she's hanging off the ledge.
Yes, hanging off the ledge. That it does show something that has come up a few times with Maud. It's like, just because she doesn't express emotions doesn't mean she doesn't have them. And when we start seeing some of them here, that she does actually have them. She has feelings, she has emotions, she just doesn't express them. We saw it in the comics too, where she actually talked about that, and I know that one. But I don't think it's ever come up in the show.
Not really.
But yeah, so it's nice to see that. And she smiled.
A little bit, yeah. She smiled before.
Twice.
She has smiled before.
Though.
I'm trying to think. I know there was at the end of the first episode she showed up, she smiled. And I think she smiled in that one other one once. I'm trying to remember if that was the case, though. But
still, twice in one episode.
Yeah.
It's it's always a joke to see that. But yeah, I do think that Maud was written really well in this episode. I really enjoyed how they did it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it also this scene with Rarity completely broke Rarity.
Yeah. Although that is interesting because people have always been talking about the gem thing. Is like she just sews them the clothes and they're precious gems and stuff. And it's like, no, they're so common that they're worthless.
But apparently Rarity didn't realize that.
I guess not. She just saw pretty.
It's so rare. Actually, everything in here is really common. What? And she's just breaking down that. That was great.
You just tell me because you don't like Rarity.
It was also funny.
But that was and just they kind of answered that question. And people have been like, so gems are just a billion of them, and so and then it turns out nope, they're super common.
They're common and they're rare enough, but still common enough to be used as currency. Because you see them used just
those type of gems anyway.
Also, Spike tends to use them as food,
so they have
to be somewhat common.
There's different kinds of gems, so obviously there's probably rare gems and common gems. It's like RPGs.
Yes.
This is a common gem. It's worthless.
But does it matter how rare it is if it looks pretty?
Drop it out of your inventory. You're just carrying nothing of value.
Drop it and then just carry it in front of you because it doesn't contribute to your weight.
Or just drop it because it's worthless, so why even bother? Just drop it. Just drop it where it is and just walk off.
Like going through old dungeons in Horizon, finding a whole bunch of chests still with items because I didn't take them because I already had too many of that type.
I don't need this.
Oh, look, every chest here has a ton of health potions because I never needed them.
Womp womp.
Lyra.
Oh yeah, Lyra showed up again. Didn't talk, unfortunately.
As Pinky was starting to break.
The Lyra-shaped
rock and just glared at her.
And then Bon just
no.
Nope. Wait, nope. Don't
touch
involve
my
us
waifu.
in this. Don't you involve us in this.
Us, yes, us, because they are an item. And I will
Obviously.
fight anyone who says otherwise.
Fight me IRL.
Yep.
Yeah, that was nice. And then, of course, Tank, who apparently is not on Pinky's side.
Yeah, I was just like, Pinky, calm down.
Yeah. This is calm. Uh-oh.
Except it's not. Ah.
Also, that high-pitched scream on the...
on the train.
The high-pitched noises on the... It's like, stop.
That was lampshaded a little bit with everyone else.
It's not lampshaded. It's just... Yeah, that's not lampshading. That's just...
It's close, though. It's at least acknowledging that, yes, this is annoying.
Ow!
Yeah, I was surprised there was no glass shattering off of that one.
Or the being thrown off the train. Woo! Oh, no. Of course, it's always interesting because some of the fandom think that Maud and Rarity could connect because of the whole gems and rocks thing, but...
Apparently not.
At least not that. At least initially, it'd probably take them a while.
It would take a while. They're very different.
Yeah, so Rarity and Applejack are also very different.
Yes, but at least, or I don't know. I don't know. They could do it.
That's the whole thing. All the main six are all very different, yet they're all befriended.
Yep.
I think it's just the thing with Maud. It's you have to get used to her.
Yes, you have to get used to her differences. Yeah. She's a bit, I don't know, harder to get sometimes, which I guess is the entire point of this episode.
Yeah.
Finding someone who gets her, and apparently Starlight does.
Which I still have a little bit of a hard time buying, but just because I guess they're outsiders.
They're outsiders.
Even though Starlight has no reason to be an outsider at this point, but whatever. Except for her own stupid.
Maybe that should have been how they stuck with things. Instead of her just being
Of course, it's kind of, if anything, it's self-imposed because most of the stuff she's done is pretty much virtually unknown to everyone in Ponyville except for a very select few who have already forgiven her. So it's one of those, it's angst over stuff that is irrelevant to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that.
There was a couple scenes that I'm surprised were actually in there.
Oh?
Well, I was just like, how did you get away with that? Or something that's just like, holy crap, like Pinky pushing Maud into the bed.
Because it's not what you think it is.
I know, it's just like... Also, apparently, Big Jim was surprised with the whole Derpy scene.
Oh.
They threw a pizza at Derpy, and they were surprised they actually got to keep it.
Huh.
Jim was saying that they were actually surprised that they were allowed to do that.
Well, they're allowed to get away with more now.
Yeah.
What was the other thing? Yeah, just also the thing with Maud helped enable Starlight way back in the day. Thanks, Maud.
Thanks, Maud. Although that scene was Pinky's response to it was actually pretty great. How about we agree to never talk about this ever?
I don't see why.
It was funny. It was a funny scene.
So basically, it's all Maud's fault that everything is as it is.
All Maud's fault. We can blame everything about Starlight on Maud. Except Maud's actually a good character.
You enabled this.
Maud is an enabler.
You'd think you'd question the whole, wait, she wants the Rock to do what?
Maud wouldn't. That wouldn't fit Maud's personality.
I don't know, it's just kind of you'd think just maybe across her mind that there might be less than honorable intentions here.
Maud was looking at rocks, and as we see in the gorge, when Maud is focusing on rocks, she doesn't focus on other things.
I guess,
including getting eaten by a kore eel.
I guess, but
she gets really focused.
If only she stopped and thought about it.
Sometimes your brain just doesn't work like that. When you get focused, you get focused.
Also, her new house.
It's not a house, it's a hole in the ground.
What I mean? But still.
It's pretty.
It's gotta get cold. I mean, it's literally a hole in the ground. It's gotta be cold.
Look at where the pies have always lived.
I know, but they live in a house.
Yes.
Versus a cave. That is a cave
of wonders.
With no insulation, no heating.
I don't know, maybe the gems have some radiant heat because of magic. Maybe she just has blankets.
It only goes so far.
It's not like it's exposed to wind.
But it exposes to ambient air temperatures and plus rainfall and snowfall and...
Somewhat. Although I think when they first found it, the hole, there was no actual hole in the roof.
But there is one now.
There is one now, but I don't know, they might seal that up.
No, that's the entrance now, is the
hole.
Yes,
but they might add a door.
Well, they haven't added it yet.
Because I think the light coming into the cave was through a set of gems. So it would seal it from the elements. So then you might get geothermal. It's not a hot spring, but you still might get sort of a geothermal energy because it's underground. So it'll be like 55 degrees, which is cold, but it doesn't get super cold in the winter. And it's nice and cool in the summer. I don't know. Also, they're talking ponies.
So, are you saying that just because of that they need to live in the cold dirt? That's rude.
No, I'm saying this world doesn't have to work like ours, and it might be
But every other
fine.
pony lives in houses.
Some of them live in clouds.
But it's a house thing.
How do you explain all of that?
Cloudsdale
is way up in the stratosphere.
They've already established that one is magic.
But it's in the stratosphere, which is really cold.
And they're also Pegasi who are used to living in those things.
True. I like the idea that Pegasi grow extra fluff in the winter. I like that fanon that's being made more and more popular.
I don't see it, but then again.
I see it a lot. But yes. I think basically it's just a whole bunch of jokes in this episode, and I think a lot of the jokes really worked. They were funny. And overall, I will give it a positive rating because I do think enough of it made up for the downsides. And enough of the downsides aren't directly connected to this episode. If you can look past a negative Starlight bias, there's like nothing wrong with the episode. If you didn't hate Starlight, how would you like the episode?
Well, Pinky's still annoying.
Okay, Pinky's still annoying, but it's still positive even beyond that.
Well, that's the thing is trying to put in isolation is a stupid thing to do because you can't really do that. It's connected to everything else, so you can't. Especially since in this episode it's intentionally connected to the past things, so you have to look at it that way. So trying to put in isolation doesn't really work.
But sometimes it helps to at least look at your bias and get both sides of it.
In a sense, yes, but putting in isolation is just not gonna happen. My brain doesn't work that way. It's going to basically reconnect to everything immediately. So I can't just put it all by itself and say, oh, by itself, it's good. Because, well, connected to other things, it's still good, but there's still some problems with it because of these connections that it has to this, this, and this.
I'm not decrying the negatives.
So I can't just say, oh, it's good in isolation, because in isolation, a lot of things can be good that aren't.
Basically, what I'm just saying here is, yes, I agree with the negatives that you're including with Starlight. I agree with those. I'm not a huge fan of Starlight. But I also know a lot of people do like Starlight, so I'm trying to look at it from how they would see it. That's all that one is.
Yeah,
for those of you who do
the
like
mentality
Starlight,
of liking Starlight.
I don't.
I literally
I don't
cannot.
have to understand.
I can understand the mentality of, say, liking Rainbow Dash. I can get how people like her. I can get it. But the thing is with Starlight, I just don't.
And neither do I, but I can at least
So
try.
I have a hard time. I tried, it doesn't work, and so I gave up on it.
But yeah, that's...
Also the kite thing.
Kite thing. Yeah, Starlight likes kites.
Apparently they already kind of hinted at it before. And it's
in one of the previous episodes, she had kites in her room.
They're good at hinting at little things like this, but other stuff, they just kind of, big, important things, they just kind of, whoop. Like, hey, Dash got this pet named Tank, and then winter happened, and then sometime later, winter happened again, but this is their first winter. Hey, wait.
Yeah.
That's kind of a big thing. Or, hey, the Summer Sun celebration was the first episode, and then we don't talk about that again until season 4. Hey, wait. Or, hey, the beginning of fall episode aired after the episode where they ended winter. Oh, jeez.
But yeah, I mean, there isn't a huge else amount I can talk about this episode.
It's just weird mixed feelings for me because I really was really enjoying it, and then Starlight comes on screen, all of a sudden, immediately all enjoyment goes. I just remembered that. Just very distinctly. I think I actually said something very distinct I can't repeat on this podcast when she showed up. But so that at that point that kind of tainted the episode a little bit. But yes, I will acknowledge that yes, it's actually a pretty good episode. I just don't think it's even now of the 4 episodes we've gone so far, it's not the best one.
No.
I would still think actually at this point that might be it's actually of all things Flurry of Emotions, oddly enough.
Flurry of Emotions was actually a really good episode.
Which is another one which kind of has a character who shows up who I'm not really super fond of, but she's not as bad as because she's just more or less just kind of a little annoying versus this character. And that's just the thing. It's just I was kind of this weird mood whiplash for me. That's kind of hard to get over when you're really happy, you're really enjoying the episode, and you're laughing a lot, and then boom, character shows up you really hate. And it's like, oh,
I'm just trying to find the happiness here.
Well, like I said, there's a lot of good stuff in it. There's a lot of good stuff, and it's a mostly enjoyable episode. But it's just difficult to get past the character I really despise.
Well, I guess I just have a better time at doing that.
It's one of those. There's another thing I was watching, and there's every single time this one character showed up, it was so hard to get through because I hated that character so much. Even if I understood they were very important to the story, it was just go away. I just get really involved with the characters. Period.
You do, especially the ones you don't like.
Yeah, not even the ones I do like.
You get very polarized on your characters.
I'm just very passionate about this stuff.
Yes.
Graphic design is my passion.
I think enough rambling. Because I don't have anything else I can add. I think we pointed out most of the jokes and ranted against Starlight, which I tried not to do.
It's going to happen.
Anyway, I think that's enough I can ramble on about it. So, unless you got anything else to add.
Nope.
All right. So, I think it just says overall, it was all right. It was decent with a few big problems that we couldn't get over.
Pinky was the big one, actually.
Pinky was the biggest one, and Starlight's just a long-standing one that if you know us, you already understand. So, yes. That's our
thing.
Mr. I don't know. Just ramble about that episode. Move on to fan content. I got 2 songs that I picked this week that I liked. And the first one is another remix of Best Friends Until the End of Time by 174 UDSI. This is a nice, mellow, uplifting trance remix of it. I like this one. I like it's different than what a lot of the other remixes are. It takes it in a different direction from the happy, bouncy original to something a little bit more mellow. And yeah, I think it was really well done. Nice, smooth trance. And it didn't borrow a huge amount from the original, but it borrowed enough. I don't think it used the chorus at all.
He didn't.
But I think it worked. I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's mellow and airy, and yeah, I guess I noted that, and it was there's no chorus part. He didn't use it at all. I was expecting it, and for me that kind of kills it for me, just because I really like the chorus part. So when he doesn't use it, it's like
I was seeing some other people comment on that as well. It's like I would have liked to hear the chorus because I liked the chorus, and yeah, it probably would have been nice, but I still think it was good without it.
Yeah, it was good. Just it's not my favorite, I guess.
Yeah, but it's good for trance. It's pretty good. The next one I have is Day of Spring by Frozen Night. It's the fourth of 5 movements out of an album, and it's really good orchestral. It's like epic. It's titled Ethnic or Epic Orchestral. And yeah, I really like this. I love the orchestration on this, the build-ups, breakdowns, the strings and flutes, all of it. It's really well done. I like how well it's all put together. Mixing on it is great. It's just really good orchestral song. And like I said, this is part 4 of 5 movements within an album. It's almost like one big song with multiple movements in it. Sort of like that last one I featured, except I'm not going to throw 5 songs at you. But yeah, it's part of an album called The Magic of Nature. Not to be confused with The Rules of Nature. But yes, it's a good album. Go check it out if you like this song.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty great song. I really liked the horn parts in it that were showing up, and I kind of got this image of like riding into battle, I guess, with this one, which is kind of weird because of the title. But
Day of Spring, yeah,
yeah. But that's the kind of the image that kind of popped up with in my head with this song. So
yep,
it's a pretty neat one.
Yep, good song, good album. Go check them out.
Mm-hmm.
That's the songs I've got for this week. Moving on. You got fanfics.
Yes, I got a fanfic.
Oh boy.
Yes, and this one is called The Kuehl Theory by GM Blackjack. And this one's hard to explain, but if you know the thing, if you probably have heard of it, but I give you a hamburger.
Yes, Kuehl Theory is actually what's called in that too.
Yes. If you know about that, well, then you kind of understand what this might be, and if you don't know about that, well,
you are in for a treat.
It's hard to say, but it's kind of in a sense random, but not like what you'd think of as random.
I don't know. Should we describe a Kuehl? Like, yeah, a Kuehl, one level of abstraction
away
from reality.
Yeah, and it's basically Twilight going through multiple Kuehls and
yeah, if
trying to get out.
Yeah, if you've heard the original Kuehl theory that it's based off of, you know what to expect, but you also don't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what a Kuehl is, you understand that.
It's a very strange one, and it's just shy of 8,000 words.
Yeah,
and it's a one shot, and it's very weird. The author tried to keep it internally consistent, if
that's even possible.
But yeah, it's strange. It's kind of again, it's difficult to describe. It's got comedy, horror, and random tags on it. So
yes, it's tough to describe by nature. It's not intended to be easy to describe because of what Kuehl is.
Yeah,
I do like how the author in this one kind of kept in line with the original Kuehl theory. You can definitely see references and how he followed similar but not the same path, and see references to the original in there.
Right.
It was well done, I think.
Yeah. I'd say just go check that out and just kind of go, what?
What? Exactly. What?
So that's that.
That's that. So you don't have any updates?
No, I didn't see any.
No updates.
Which is weird.
So yeah, we do have, though, in animation.
Animation, indeed.
Animation. So yeah, Tridashi made an animation / PMV
called Pony Girl.
Pony Girl, and it's
based on Barbie Girl.
Yep. It's a parody of Barbie Girl.
Twilight and Dash.
Yep.
It just made me smile when I saw it, so.
Yep.
I just thought it was funny. So yeah, I just check that out.
It was really well done. So.
It's pretty good animation. I think there's a couple points where I think the animation is a little stiff, but it's actually pretty good. It doesn't quite match the show style, but it's kind of close.
Yeah.
And actual, like, it's not just Barbie Girl, it's actually new vocals and everything.
It's a parody, not a cover.
Because Pony Girl in a Pony World.
Yep. And the voice actors do a decent enough job of emulating the characters.
It was nice. There's little references here and there.
Yep. It was good. It was Twilight and Dash, so of course. So yes, that is all we have. That brings us to the end. Hope you liked what you heard. If you did and you would like to listen to more, you can find all of our episodes at pony411.libsyn.com. You can also find us on iTunes. Search for Pony411. Search for us. You can rate us, stuff like that. Have it auto-download. You can also find us on Stitcher, Stitcher.com, or on the Android or iOS mobile apps. Just search for us, Pony411. We're also on YouTube, youtube.com/pony411. I'm repeating that a lot.
Yeah, you will be.
Yeah, so go there, find all of our episodes, go subscribe to us, go comment on the videos and like them, please. You can also find us on Ponyville Live. If you check out other shows that they have, you will find us there as well. You can also find us on Google Play. Just search for us, and you'll find us and download it. All that sort of fancy stuff. We also air on Ponyville FM every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Tune in then if you want. If you would like to get a hold of us, you can email us. We are pony411podcast@gmail.com. So send us comments, criticism, tell us we should stop yelling about Starlight all the time.
Never.
Tell us how wrong we are, how right we are. Tell us how this episode was a lot better or a lot worse. Whatever. Send it to us. If you have stuff for us to talk about outside of this episode, like stuff you're doing or whatnot, send it there and we'll take a look. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/pony411. Go like our page there. We'll post whenever we post a new update or whatnot. You can also find us on Twitter. We are at Pony411. That's the best way for quick communications if you just want to say hi or whatnot. Follow us there. See us tweet. You can also follow us on our personal Twitter accounts. I am at Alca7raz with a 7 instead of a T and an underscore at the end, and he is at Nemesis Prime 1.
Yep. So
go follow us as I tweet about rainbows and fasty horses.
I just do Transformers again.
Yes, you're a plastic crack.
Yep.
So that brings us to the end of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you liked what you heard for some reason. That mess of a ramble on that one. And we hope you tune in to next week when we talk about Fluttershy Leans In.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But until then, remember, please, pony responsibly. See ya.
Goodbye.